Hello, Saxon community. I am Laura Tiffin. I am your principal of South Salem High School, and I'm here today with Sarah Buchholz, one of our assistant principals. And we would like to welcome you to the 2020-2021 school year. We are so excited to have all of our students join us and get back to class and to education. Granted, the school year will be very different. We will be opening up the year virtually, which is something that we have not done before. But we are excited to learn together how best to do that, and we're excited to get going. Many of you have submitted questions to us through our questionnaire on our website, and so it is our goal today to address as many of those questions as we can. So we will go ahead and get right to it. First of all, we are right off of our graduation for the class of 2020. We were able to celebrate them. We had 8 ceremonies, including 45 seniors in each of those ceremonies. We had 430 students graduate this past year, and we're thrilled to launch them into the next phase in their life. So congratulations to the class of 2020.
So the decisions that our district and our school are making are truly grounded in equity to promote, to give every student the opportunity to access rigorous courses and supports. So while we are doing our best to make decisions right now, some of those may be changing in the near future. We're getting day-by-day updates. So as those come into us and affect your family and your student in our community, we'll be doing our best to communicate them out to you.
Going into this year, we do have 2 options for students. The EDGE online program is a program in which students will be learning virtually all year long, while the blended learning model involves the possibility of coming back to school in person as soon as the metrics allow us to. So we are currently starting in the comprehensive distance learning mode of blended learning with the hopes of returning to in-person learning as soon as November for our 9th and 10th graders. The metrics that I speak of involve statewide metrics, and I can try to explain to you the stages for re-entry to school. Currently, we are all in the stage of learning from home. But as the metrics improve, you can see we can move from stage 1 to stage 2 to stage 3 to stage 4 to stage 5, depending on the metrics in our state and in our county. So we can take a look at those. In order to return for our kindergarten through 3rd grade grades into a blended learning model, the county case rates have to be between 10 and 30 cases per 100,000 for the last 3 weeks. We aren't there yet as a county, but that is our goal to hopefully get to that point as soon as possible. We then will be able to go to blended learning for our high school students if the county case rate is less than 10 cases per 100,000, and that would be considered stage 4. So we will, our next step after comprehensive distance learning will be blended learning. And then eventually, hopefully, we will move from blended learning into in-person learning. And again, those are all based on the state and the county metrics. So we are going to have a completely different schedule this year than we did last year. And I'm going to try to explain those differences so that you can understand while the schedules are different, the number of credits that students receive will be the same, or at least the opportunity will be there to earn the same number of credits. So last year, we were in a block schedule, and every semester lasted 18 weeks. students would take 4 of their classes on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, and they would take their other 4 classes on the other half of Monday and Wednesday and Friday. In those 8 classes, each of them would be worth 0.5 credits each for a total of 4 credits a semester. And so through the year, students had the opportunity to earn 8 credits total. This year, we'll be in what's called a 4x4 schedule, which means students will take classes by quarter. So we will have 4 quarters throughout the year. Each of those quarters will be worth 1 semester's worth of work, because we will only be taking 4 classes in each quarter. So rather than taking 8 classes like last year, we'll take 4 classes per quarter. Those classes will meet twice a week with a teacher, and then the other 2 days of the week, they will be in what's called applied learning. They will need to work more independently in their home setting. At the same time, while they're taking those 4 classes in a 9-week period, each of those classes will be worth 0.5 credits. So every 9-week period, students will be able to earn 2 credits. Because there are 4 quarters throughout the year, students will have the opportunity to earn 8 credits, just like in previous years.
So moving from the view of the year to the view of the week, we will have 2 cohorts, our students broken into 2 cohorts. One of them will be our Columbia and the other one the Scarlet cohort, celebrating our Saxon colors. So no students will have class scheduled on Monday. This will be time for teachers' office hours, for teachers to come together to plan and make awesome lessons, of course, and then also family and student outreach. Then during the week, if they're in the Columbia cohort, they'll be having class on Tuesday and Thursday, and then their applied learning day will be on Wednesday and Friday. The opposite will be true for the Scarlet cohort, who will have class Wednesday and Friday, and their applied learning days will be on Tuesday and Thursday. So our comprehensive distance learning bell schedule, this is an example of what it could look like and possibly will look like. Our students will be starting at 8:15, and they'll be having 85-minute class periods. There'll be 5 minutes between each class, and we will have a homeroom scheduled between our first and second period. Lunch will be our normal 30 minutes, but there's an additional 20 minutes of office time in case students have to transition to pick up a lunch at one of the school sites. So they'll have a total of 50 minutes, but will also be available after they eat lunch to reach out to their teachers. Again, there'll be office hours in the afternoon where they can check in with teachers as well. So what are some of our differences between our spring online and our new comprehensive distance learning that we're doing in the fall? And these have been, many of the questions have surrounded the differences. So unlike in the spring where teachers posted the videos and all the assignments on Monday, students will have regularly scheduled classes with live learning experiences with teachers. They will additionally have fewer classes. Our feedback from students in the spring was 8 classes was way too many classes to juggle, and that's why we've moved to the 4x4 and having them just focus on 4 classes at a time. In the spring, students either received a passing grade or a no grade, but this fall we will be moving to letter grades. So they will be earning a letter grade, an A, B, C. Attendance is also required. So in the spring, students could get the work that was posted on Monday, any day of the week, and work on it and then submit it the following week. Now attendance will be required and taken every day. If your student is on their applied learning day, meaning they're not in actual class with their teacher, then they will be still checking in with their homeroom to have attendance taken. In the spring, it was kind of this huge rush to get our distance learning off the ground. Many of our teachers chose to use Google Classroom. This fall, we're going to align as a district, and all teachers at the high school level will be using a platform called Canvas. Canvas has been around for a long time. It's used nationally, internationally actually, and it's a platform that many colleges also use. So it's more interactive, it gives us more opportunities to engage with our students, to track their progress and their learning. And so all teachers will be using Canvas, and more information will be out soon to help guide our students through the process of transitioning. Electives will look slightly different this year as well, and we're going to be talking soon about what cohorting is. But previously we had a lot of mixed electives, meaning that in a culinary class there may be a freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior all in the same class. When we return to school, we have to consider cohorting, and so for that reason electives will be clustered by grade level. So instead of having origami, drawing 1, drawing 2, you'll see art 9, meaning it's still an art class and there's going to be a wide variety of artistic elements throughout the course, but it will be with all freshmen. And then lastly, students of course will not have school on Monday, but you may receive a call or reach out from a staff member or teacher, bringing students together in small group to reteach, relearn, and check in with your student, but there are no scheduled classes on Monday.
So we've talked about the Applied Learning Day being either Tuesday and Thursday or Wednesday and Friday, depending on which cohort you are in. And during that Applied Learning Day, you may be asked to read an article or work on an assignment or a project, possibly meet with other students in your class to do group projects, write an essay, watch a video, possibly practice any new piece of music that you just recently learned, and many more learning activities created by the teachers. So you'll be actually in a very similar schedule on the Applied Learning Days that you are in when you are working with your teachers. And in fact, attendance will be taken. For example, during the homeroom time, you will be expected to attend the homeroom, albeit virtually, but attendance will be taken during that time as well. Ms. Buchholz mentioned cohorting, and we are required by the Oregon Department of Education to cohort our students in groups of 100 or fewer. So when students return to school in person, they will be in classes with 23 or fewer students. And freshmen and sophomores will be cohorted each semester in either a cohort of math, science, health and PE, and an elective, or social studies, English, world language, and an elective. Juniors and seniors are not scheduled to return to the building until the third quarter, so we are not required to cohort them during those first 2 quarters. Yeah, we've had quite a few questions about whether students will be supported with our regular supports even though they are at home. And the answer is an emphatic yes, absolutely. The supports that students normally would receive while at South will still be available when we are learning virtually. So such things as IEPs and 504s and counseling services will still be in place to support our students. We've had quite a few questions about honors courses and why is my student no longer enrolled in an honors course. We actually are offering honors courses, and all of our students can opt in to having the honors designation on a student's transcript. So we will be embedding an honors option into general education courses, which will allow every one of our students the opportunity to earn that honors designated credit while they're earning the content area credit at the same time. So students can opt into that opportunity to demonstrate a higher level of proficiency, to earn honors credit, and then have that honors credit designated on their transcript. We've also had questions about how this virtual learning will impact our international baccalaureate program and whether we are still going to be able to offer it. Again, the answer is an emphatic yes, absolutely. IB will be offered at South Salem High School. It will not be offered at Edge due to all of the professional development and training required of our IB teachers. Will IB classes be too difficult when we're in comprehensive distance learning? They will not be too difficult, they will be different. IB recognizes, the International Baccalaureate Organization, the worldwide organization, recognizes that the significant loss of instructional time will require some changes. And so IB has issued some changes to ensure that students can maximize their educational opportunities. So while IB will continue to provide a rigorous education, some adjustments have been made, such as providing additional resources, guidance, and support to our IB teachers so that they can make the switch to online instruction. IB has also reduced the curriculum requirements to allow teachers to focus on teaching the essential content and the essential skills. By reducing the curriculum requirements, that means then that the assessments in May will cover less content than in the past. Speaking of those assessments, in this past May, those assessments were actually eliminated. So we will be watching carefully and working with the IB organization to see if we will have altered or eliminated assessment requirements, and how IB then would adjust any IB scores as they award those, if those May IB exams are canceled altogether as they were in 2020. So can students earn an IB diploma in a 4x4 schedule? Absolutely, they can. Students will still be able to take all of their required IB courses in the 4x4 schedule. They won't all be at the same time. For example, in the past, when we've had 8 periods, students could take all 7 of their IB classes at one time. Honestly, taking 4 at a time might seem a little bit more manageable. So students will be able to take 4 IB classes at one time. That is one of the reasons why juniors and seniors will not be returning to in-person learning until 3rd quarter. That's allowing us to give you the various opportunities to take every class that you need to take. So while this 4x4 option is not normally allowed by International Baccalaureate, South has requested a temporary exception, and we're confident that IB will work with us to maintain our student safety while still providing all of our students the opportunity to access an IB education. Should I pay for IB testing if there is a possibility that the exams will be canceled? Again, the answer is yes. Last year, those students who paid for the IB exams but did not have the opportunity to sit for the IB exams still were given a score based on their internal assessment and their predicted grades. And that score was accepted by colleges and universities. So we do, if you want to sit for the exam in May, you do need to sign up for that exam and pay for the exam. And by doing so, that eventually will result in an IB score, and that IB score will be given to colleges and universities. Should my student complete their IB and honors summer reading? For our incoming freshmen, the summer reading was actually canceled last April. For our incoming sophomores, due to the very recent announcement that honors will be embedded in our regular courses, We are working on our response to that question, and we will have to let you know that at a later date.
Next question, can seniors graduate early or take a full schedule? So recently we have completed transcript reviews for all of our seniors to determine and find any errors on their transcripts and to ensure that we know exactly what they need to do in order to graduate. For a good handful of students, they only need a full English credit, meaning 2 English classes. So we are working on the master schedule to ensure that they could take those 2 classes congruently during our first term. So it's truly individualized for the student, whether they take a full schedule or only the classes they need in order to graduate. Our goal is to ensure that all of our seniors walk across the stage, so we will be working hard to ensure that they meet their credit requirement in order to graduate. A few things to take into account if you're deciding or considering to reduce your schedule as a senior. Are you going to meet the requirements for college, just not for your high school diploma? Are you working towards an IB diploma? And do you plan to participate in an OSAA event? Because you'll need 3 classes in order to be eligible. Next question, can students submit requests for class changes? And we've talked a whole bunch about cohorting, and this year the master schedule is like the biggest puzzle you could ever imagine. So as students are looking at their schedule and want to adjust it, there's so many moving pieces involved that we're really going to try to limit any type of movement. So just due to the complexity of what we're working with. A few reasons while it would be appropriate to make changes would be incorrect level placement. Let's say your incoming freshman is signed up for Spanish 3 and they haven't even taken Spanish 1 yet. That would be an incorrect level placement, and we could make adjustments. There may also be errors. Your student may have already taken the course and received credit, so taking it a second time, they wouldn't be receiving credit. We'll have a process in order for you to let us know, and we'll make the adjustment, keeping them within their cohort. Do students need to take the PSAT or the SAT or ACT? So in recent years, we've had PSAT day in October. This year it has been canceled. So sophomores will not be required to take the PSAT on October 14th. 11th graders may be interested in taking the PSAT to qualify for the National Merit Scholarship, and the Salem Kaiser School District is working on a plan to provide them with that opportunity. 11th and 12th graders needing to sign up for the SAT, please visit College Board. Or interested in taking the ACT, please visit their website as well, and they will host and proctor those tests. One thing to consider with everything going on currently and the limitations we are facing, your college may have an exemption, so please check the college you're interested in to see if these tests are still required for your application this year.
All right, for our athletes and musicians, you may remember that when we had 8 periods in our schedule, you were required to take 5 classes in order to remain eligible. The OSAA has adjusted that, given that we now only have 4 classes available for you to take. So students participating in OSAA competitions such as athletics and music will need to be enrolled in 3 courses in order to compete. You'll need to actually pass 3 courses in the quarter prior to your season, and you'll have to be enrolled in 3 courses in order to be able to participate. So students can participate in multiple seasons, and I'll try to show you the calendar. But please know you do need to be enrolled in 3 of the 4 classes in order to compete in any OSAA event. Our sports seasons, as you may have heard, have been adjusted considerably, and basically the winter sports will occur in January and February. basically our fall sports will be in March and April, and our spring sports will be in May and June. And that's a basic outline, but is a kind of an easy way to remember how our sports seasons will work. And let's just hope that we have the opportunity to follow that schedule and to have our athletes be able to play in their seasons this year.
On Monday, September 14th, we're offering an optional opportunity for students to run through their schedule. We're calling it the Saxon Online Class Dash. So normally that day before school starts is our link day to invite all incoming freshmen. This year, school looks so different, we're inviting everyone to join us. It's starting at 10 o'clock. The welcome back will still be hosted by Link Crew. And then we'll transition and go through the bell schedule starting at first period and working our way through fourth period. Classes, first period will be 15 minutes with 5-minute passing periods, and then second, third, and fourth classes, fourth period is going to be 10 minutes. This is just an opportunity for you to run through your schedule, meet your teacher, work out all the little kinks, and also allow our staff to have a test run before the big day. And to ensure that everyone's ready for the first day of school. More information will be posted and emailed out. This is, of course, everything's tentative at this point, but we're really excited to see students back on September 14th for the online class dash. So locker items in yearbook pickup were tentatively scheduled for the week of September 7th. We will stagger our pickup times to ensure that we can physically distance. More details will be out soon, but please plan for that week to come in, and please come with patience. We will do our best to get everyone their items as quickly as possible, but we are just transitioning from a big summer of construction, and yeah, we appreciate your patience. Lastly, a lot of questions are coming in about technology. The district is creating a plan which we will carry out most likely the week of September 7th, allowing you to pick up Chromebooks if you need it, or to exchange yours if yours is broken. More information will be coming out, but it will be a big week to get your items out of the school and to ensure you have your items to be successful during school.
While returning to the building may seem like it's in the far-off future, we actually do have extensive plans in place for when we get to do that. One of those plans includes the cohorting by 100 students, so that our students do not come in contact with more than 99 other students in their day. That will lead to smaller class sizes. In fact, our class sizes will be 23 or fewer. Many of them will be more around 15 or 16 in order to allow spacing. We'll have staggered passing periods so that we will not have as many students in the hallway at one time. We have very strict cleaning protocols in place. Lunches will be in classrooms so that students are not congregating in our cafeteria, and again, so that we can adhere to our cohorts. It will even have assigned entrances and exits where we will be making sure that our students are healthy as they're coming into to our school. We've had some questions about school supplies, and actually when we're in comprehensive distance learning with all of our classes online, the supplies will be fairly similar to when we are in person, including paper, pencil, highlighters, pens, possibly some students may need graph paper or a calculator, although we do have access to some online calculators that we can provide those websites to you as well. When we are in blended learning, that's where the differences will start to occur. So when we are actually at school part-time, we won't be able to use our lockers, and so students will want to have their own backpack to carry their school supplies in. We also won't be able to use the water fountains at school, so students will want to carry their own water bottle and hand sanitizer. and face masks as well. So we are hopeful that we can communicate with you as much as possible through our website, southsaxons.com, through Twitter, through Facebook. You are welcome to give us a call at 503-399-3252, and we'd love to try to answer questions through the phone. You also can access our questionnaire if you'd like to submit a question that you think might be applicable to a lot of other people. Feel free to access our questionnaire on our website and ask your question, and we will try to answer that question in a frequently asked question document. And then, meanwhile, we just, again, want to welcome everybody back. I know there are a lot of uncertainties out there. We are definitely trying to do our best to address those uncertainties and to have a very smooth opening where we get to welcome you in, and we will definitely be in touch with you the week of September 8th to check on you and make sure you understand the schedule, and then also make sure that you have a Chromebook and internet access. We would like at that point to update your phone numbers and your email addresses. Since we won't be able to see you in person, we need to make sure we have all of your contact information as accurate so that we can be in touch with you whenever we need to be. So please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions, if we haven't answered those today, and know that we cannot wait to see you. Enjoy the rest of the summer and go Saxons.